Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. I hope you're all having a lovely day. It's a bit of a wet and windy one here in Sydney. So for those in Sydney, I hope you're keeping warm. What we'll do is we might just give it 1 minute. We've got a very good crowd in the room, which is great. Love to see this. We'll give it 1 minute and then we will kick off. So to commence, what I would like to do is we'll just run through some information and then we'll get into the webinar. So to kick off, my name is Damien. I am in the customer marketing team with Homemade. And today I'm joined by Joey, who is also from the Homemade team. And we're going to talk you through understanding your care plan and budget. So the topics that we're going to cover today, we're going to break out the understanding your care plan. We'll do a session on that, and then we'll move into understanding your budget and expenses. And then we'll have a question and answer section at the end, which I'll moderate that and we'll ask Joey and we'll get some answers for you that you may have during the webinar. To commence the session, I'd like to do an acknowledgement of country. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and we extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. So, a bit of housekeeping before we begin. I'd like to point out that for the demonstration today, we are using a test account. So we just want to highlight that the information that you are seeing is not one of our customers. And some of the details on our test account may not be as detailed as what you will be seeing in your account. So just keep that in mind as we go through the session. During the webinar, as I mentioned, if you have questions, if you could please pop them in the chat. Now, I've got an image on the screen here. There should be a chat icon at the bottom of your screen. I've circled it there. It's got the little chat bubbles there. If you click on that chat button, it will open up a box where you can write your questions. So if you can, as we're going through the session, if you have any questions, if you can pop them into the chat, what I'll do is I'll moderate the chat throughout the session. And then, as I said, we'll come back at the end of the session and we'll do a question and answer session. What I'd like to ask is to protect your privacy, to please keep your questions general and not to share any personal details, and to also keep the questions on today's topic, which is on the care plan and budget sections of the Homemade portal. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm very pleased to introduce Joey, who is the technical trainer for Homemade. She's based here in Sydney, and Joey has been with the business for over a year. So over to you, Joey.
Thank you, Damien. I was hitting my unmute button and everything moved and I was like, oh, hello. So if you're struggling with Zoom as well, don't worry, me too. So thank you all for having me today. Like Damien said, my name is Joey. I'm the technical trainer here at Homemade, and I'm excited to be doing this webinar with you today. So we are going to actually go in looking at your customer portal. So this is where you all log in. This is the platform you log into as a self-managed customer with Homemade. We're starting here on the dashboard. So the dashboard has quick links to some of the most common areas you may be going to, as well as the menu on the left. So our focus areas for today are the budget and care plan, which you can see there are two different ways to get to each, either through the quick link or on the menu on the left. So we are going to start with the care plan section. So Damien, if you could go to care plan, please. Thank you. All right, we have our test customer, Jenny Events Test. What a fun name. Thank you for bearing with our test examples here. I'm going to kind of start at the top of the page. I might jump around a little bit, but we will talk through everything that you'll see on this page together. So first things first, there is a download care plan button, that blue button on the right. This is a great way for you to view, print, and share your care plan. So under your self-management obligations, you need to provide a copy of your homemade care plan to your support workers. You can use this download care plan feature here. This allows you to select which goals and budgeted actions you want to share, ensuring the worker, like a gardener, only sees the context relevant to their service. So you can choose to only share goal 1 in this download to share with someone. I also personally like just downloading everything for myself, and then you have a really nice way that you just see it all printed out and you don't have to expand things. This will download as a file on your computer for you to either email to your service provider or print out and share. In terms of what happens after you download, this is different depending on everyone's device. So if you are wondering where that download went, please reach out to somebody near you to figure out where it went within your device downloads. All right. Thank you, Damien. So the next section you'll see here is recommendations. Oh, scroll back up. There we go. We will actually come back to that, but I do want to highlight that that is visibly what is next. The next area that we really want to talk about is your care plan goals, right? So these are your overarching goals to meet your needs that you have agreed on with your care team. So when you navigate to the care plan section, you'll see your goal statements here. So our customer, Jenny, she would like to remain engaged, independent, and connected by accessing essential trips, community activities, and social support. She would also like to maintain her health, independence, and overall well-being to continue living safely at home. These headings serve as the specific needs. So when you click in, there'll be more. So when we look at this second goal of Jenny's here, it shows the needs as assessed by our care team. So the most up-to-date information from your most recent appointment conducted with a member of our care team will show up here. This may have been a care plan review or personalized care planning appointment when you onboarded with us. This also includes the information we received from My Aged Care during your aged care assessment. So you can see here under cleaning and home organization, it says ACAT, and then actually the date with year, month, and day, and then the information. That's the information received from My Aged Care. Then we can see the next information update is from a personalized care planning session, and those details are there. This is important because every goal and action that we take needs to be related to one of your assessed needs. And this is something that we are consistently reviewing with you. And if you would like an update to this or something has changed, you can reach out to our team and they'd be happy to support in making that happen. All right. I do want to scroll on down to the actions section here. As you can see, there's a lot of needs associated with this goal. And then we have 4 different actions. So every goal will have some actions tied to it. And these actions may be funded or non-funded. So I do want to first highlight this non-funded GP review. If you see an action in your care plan that says non-funded, this is our way of saying, hey, this is something that would be important for us to action to achieve this goal, but it can't be covered by the support at home program. For example, a review with your GP is going to be covered by Medicare. So that wouldn't be coming through the support at home funding, but we still want to include it in your care plan as part of your overall well-being plan. All right. So if we click on expand on one of our other actions that is funded by the support at home program, you can see a lot more information on this action. So this general house cleaning action is in progress. This is something that you as the customer will help organize as a self-managed customer. And you can see more information. This is showing you the service category. So for example, general house cleaning would fall under the everyday living category. And as we may recall, service categories are important because this ties to your required co-contribution and the different percentages there. So we want to make sure that the service category and the action match so you know what is coming down the line when it comes to that contribution amount. There is the service type, which is domestic assistance, and the service itself, which is general house cleaning. This, again, is just more details that keep us in line with the Support at Home program and how they reference the service list within the program itself. That next section there is the budget for this action. And you may be wondering, but we're not on the budget tab. That's okay. Having the budget in both places is really important to be able to have that consistency to see your budget and to understand the detail of that budget for each action in the support plan. So for this general house cleaning budget, the frequency is weekly. The estimated unit cost is $64.80. And then this is once a week. For this example, it is an hourly quantity because it is somebody's time that is doing the cleaning. Then you can see further calculations there on how it calculates it out for the monthly and yearly budget, and any associated service fee or customer contribution. So like we said, this one is in the everyday living category. And for this customer we have here, that would incur a 17.5% co-contribution. The notes are just additional detail for our care team to be able to share with you. They may sometimes put additional links to resources there, or some other specificity to help you schedule your care in line with your care plan. That Mark as Completed button is not required to click unless it is a one-off action that you have completed. So in this example here, the general house cleaning, this is something that is ongoing. It happens once a week. So we just leave it in progress. We do not need to click Mark as Completed. But for the GP review action, we would want to mark that as complete when you have met with your GP. So then our care team knows you've met with your GP and we'll have some more information for us moving forward. All right, I'm going to look back at my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything on that section for you all. It looks like I've covered it. Great news. All right. Below, you will see this comments section. I do want to flag that this comments feature is more of a personal notepad to drop your thoughts and reminders or questions you would like to ask your care team in your next meeting with them. This comments feature is not monitored and doesn't trigger an explicit notification for our team. So if you do need a review or action taken on a comment or an update or something like that, please get in touch by phone or email so we can take the appropriate next step. A great spot to start is always just go to our website and our contact information, or the best way to get in touch with us will be there. I'm not answering all questions in the chat, but I am keeping my eye on it in case there's something that can be helpful as I'm clarifying. So I do want to say I'm using the term care team. At Homemade, you have a support partner, but you also have a whole support team and care team helping care for you. So every time you talk to Homemade, it won't just be with your support partner. It may be with one of our support specialists. It may be with another member of the support partner team if your support partner isn't available at that time, but it's something that somebody else can help you with. This is our way to ensure that you're getting the best support that we can give you at the rate in which it's quickest to get you that solution. And we really do have that team model on the back end. We are always in communication with each other and sharing information so we know what is happening for each other and we can jump into support. Hopefully that helps answer that question there. All right. So Damien, if you could scroll back up to recommendations. This is the part that we skipped over at the beginning, but we're coming back to. So the platform includes a section for recommendations, and often these are clinical recommendations that will come in from our clinical team after they've done a review of your information. This is something that your support partner can initiate on your behalf as well. So our highly skilled clinical nurses will review the information we hold on file for you, and they may call you directly and make recommendations for new services, supports, or other improvements that can be made to keep you safe at home for longer. When our clinical team makes a recommendation, like say they want to give you a walking stick or engage a physiotherapist, you'll get a notification and it will pop up here, like you see here, you have a new recommendation. When this recommendation comes in, you always have a choice to accept or decline our recommendation. If you want more information before deciding, you can reach out to us and we can book a time for you to speak with one of our clinical nurses. So that first yes and no that you're seeing there is asking, do you understand this recommendation? If you hit no, or I would like more information, it will pull up that window that you just saw, which is more information and will help you book a call or send us a message. From there, if you hit yes, it will then give you the option. Go ahead and click yes, Damien. It will then give you the option to accept or decline this recommendation. So if you accept, it will accept it and go in and we'll move forward. But if you would like to decline the recommendation, it will also pop up another window that will just ask you to explain a little bit more about why you're declining this recommendation to help us and our care team know what it is that is making you not interested in that recommendation, and maybe it is something that we would be able to address with you directly. Again, these recommendations come in through your care team, particularly our clinical nurses. They are the ones who, when there may be a concern that's flagged or you've shared something in our most recent meeting that a clinical eye could be good to have, they will then take a look at your account and our records to make sure if they have any ideas for improving your support. This is something you can also request. You can talk to your support partner if there is something that's coming up for you. All right. So once you've accepted that recommendation, your support partner is notified and they will contact you to discuss how to action it if required. They will assess if it can fit into your current budget, and these options might include tweaking your care plan, so maybe dropping a little bit of budget or a little bit of cleaning, so you can add in this other recommendation. It could be accessing other schemes. So Medicare, for example, has up to 5 subsidized allied health sessions per calendar year. Or looking into package upgrades. Maybe your current support at home funding level isn't meeting your needs and we need to advocate to get that higher level of funding. And you always have the option to pay privately for the services. You can scroll down to the bottom of the page here where Damien is, and you can actually see your recommendation history. So if you would like to go back and review or revisit them, they will always be here. If there's something that you declined in the past, but you've now changed your mind and would like to accept, feel free to give us a little outreach and we can help bring that up. So, all right, I'm going to pause for a moment and make sure that we've got everything here. So just kind of to recap what is on this page, we've got at the top a way for you to download your care plan. Then you have any new recommendations that you can ask for more information, accept or decline. These come from our clinical nursing team. Then you have your care plan goals, and these are the broad statements for your care plan. Under each goal, it is broken down into actions. Those actions are tied to your needs. So if we scroll back up, sorry, Damien, I was a little out of order on my summary. These needs are showing the conversations we've had and the information from the My Aged Care. So those little codes you see, like ACAT with numbers, PCP with numbers, this is our way of saying, when is this information from? It is from the ACAT assessment, or it is from our personalized care planning session with you on this date, etc. All right, and then after that, there's the comment section for your kind of notes to self, and from there, your recommendation history. All right, that is the care plan in a nutshell. All right, the dashboard is that homepage, so that's where we're going to go back to reset for the next section. So for this next part of the training time or webinar time, we are going to be looking at the budgets and expenses section. So if we click on either budget from the quick links or from the left-hand menu, budgets and expenses, either one will get you to the same page. This is when we land on that budget and expenses page. So I'm going to talk through each of these different boxes here and the rest of the page as well. Starting us off, we are in the home care funding. So this is your ongoing funding available to you. You can see that first box is funding spent. So this is showing for this quarter the amount of funding that has been paid through the invoices we have received here at Homemade for this quarter to date. The next box is the pending expenses. So this is the figure that includes invoices with a status of pending approval or sent for payment and is deducted from your available balance, which we'll talk through in a moment. This is making sure that you can see kind of what's in the pipeline. And I'm seeing a couple of comments about audio issues. Are people hearing me okay without feedback, without a ton of feedback? Okay. So folks, if you are having a little bit of audio issues, it may be something in the speakers on your device. So we will keep moving forward. So the pending expenses, that's what we were just talking about. Again, this is any expenses that are pending. So these are invoices that Homemade has received, and we are currently processing, but they have not yet been paid. We want to make sure you have visibility of this, and that is then able for you to be able to better calculate your remaining budget based on what's coming down the pipeline. All right. So just a reminder, we're actively monitoring, but we also need to ensure that you are actively monitoring your invoices as they come in as part of your self-management. All right, that next box there, purple one, is customer contribution. So this is an estimate, and the keyword here is estimate, of the co-contribution based on the invoices that have been received and the services delivered so far this quarter. So this is live and calculated based on your quarterly co-contribution amounts as we have received them from Services Australia. Just a reminder, your contribution rates are decided by Services Australia. So you should check in with them or make sure that you have an updated means service fee assessment with them if you feel that your numbers are inaccurate. So Services Australia is your key point for that. This number here, so this 136.30 that we see for our friend Jenny, this is, again, it's an estimated amount of that co-contribution rate or co-contribution totals based on the invoices we have received. This is any that have been approved, sent for payment, and paid. This reflects the entire quarter. So even if you have paid, it's currently June, let's say you've paid your co-contributions for March or for April, that total will still be there for a customer for your co-contributions. It's for the entire quarter. The co-contribution figure resets and refreshes at the start of each new quarter. So we're just about at the end of June, so that number will reset on July 1. The co-contributions amount is confirmed by Services Australia prior to you receiving invoices for their co-contribution amount. So this is our estimate because this is from our understanding and the way that we have calculated everything. This is what we believe that co-contribution to be. And then once we hear back from Services Australia, that's when they confirm 100% this is the co-contribution that they're requiring. So once we get that confirmation from Services Australia, for each invoice, then we will send that back for the co-contribution collection on our end after that. Whew. I feel like I just explained that a little funny, and I want to apologize to you guys. I got a little in my head with it, so sorry about that. All right, the next box, and I feel like I've seen a couple of things pop up in the chat on this one, is the unspent HCP funds. So this area is for customers who were receiving government funding prior to the 1st of November 2025 under the Home Care Package program before we switched to support at home. So if somebody has unspent HCP funds, let's say you had that rollover unspent funding from the previous program, that will show up here until it is spent down. Our customer Jenny here started under support at home, so she doesn't have any unspent HCP funds available to her. It is important to note that HCP unspent funds can take up to 72 days to appear if you have switched from another provider. So if you have recently switched to Homemade from another provider, but you have been in the program for a couple of years, it may take that box a little bit to update just as everything is transferred over to us from your previous provider for the unspent funds portion. These funds unspent funds can be utilized if your quarterly funding is exhausted. So this can be for your ongoing services. This could be used for assistive technology and home modifications. And those are things that can't be paid from your ongoing quarterly funds. And this is something that, again, not everyone will have unspent HCP funds. It's only for folks who had accrued that unspent amount prior to the switch to support at home. All right. We are going to go down to that home care funding section next. So this figure here is made up of your ongoing quarterly budget and if you had any unbudgeted HCP unspent funds. So the big number there, that 2953.37, this is the total remaining for the quarter. This amount is the less, oh my goodness, guys, I'm so sorry. All right, that's what you have available. The little number next to it, 4928.56, that is the total available to this customer this quarter. So Jenny had just about $5,000 available to her, and then she has $2,953 remaining. This is because of the amount of paid invoices and pending invoices that she has to be able to see that number. So again, that 295 is calculated with both pending and paid invoices. All right, this is also important for me to note that this is the quarterly funding. So this is aligned with the calendar year. So for example, the quarter we're in right now is April through June. The next quarter will start on the 1st of July. One other thing to shout out is this total budget and the available balance automatically excludes the 10% care management component that is already held by Services Australia. So when you were told, yep, you have a support at home level 3 package, you may be thinking that the number that you have quarterly should be slightly higher than this. In fact, that number on that would be 10% higher because that 10% is pre-held by Services Australia and therefore not available to spend on your ongoing services because it is reserved for that care management support in that care management pool. If you do join mid-quarter, your funds are prorated based on your funding level. So they have a fancy calculation on daily rate per the aged care schedule of subsidies and supplements for support at home. And you'll see that prorated amount from the day you started in the quarter till the end of the quarter until the next quarter starts, in which case you will see that full amount. All right. So the next little bit here is the budget usage bar. I'm a very visual person and I love giving me a bar with a percentage on it. That's a really great way to help me budget, honestly. So this is a great place for you to see where your quarterly spending is as a percentage based on paid and pending expenses. From there, you can see your account information, including support at home level, your management type. So for example, Jenny here is support at home level 3, and she is a self-managed customer with us. And then the current funding period. So again, the quarter we are currently in is that April through June 2026. If we click that view breakdown button, it will give you just a bit more detail of how much is coming from the government contribution and where you're at for pending expenses and expenses to get to that amount. All of those numbers are already available above, but this is just another view. All right. The next section, and this is a newer section on our portal, so you may have seen this in the past week or two, or this might be your first time seeing it, but this is our home care funding transaction table. So we've just introduced this new way for you to view your funding and transactions. This is a more clear, detailed view of how your funding is being used. So this section shows every invoice included from your funding spent and pending expenses, and then goes into further detail within that about the service cost, fees, and the total amount breakdown. So it is broken into 2 sections, pending and approved, and then within each of those, we can go into one of these transactions. So if we look at this shopping assistance example, we can see that the total invoice amount was $247.15. And then we'll look at what that breakdown means with different fees involved. So the service category for this service is everyday living, it's domestic assistance, and it comes out of the home care funding. Then the government contribution and the co-contribution are listed as pending because we will have the confirmed amount once we have had it processed by Services Australia. And then the invoice amount, so that was the amount that the provider shared to us. And then our service loading fee. So you can see that that 228 plus the 18 would get us to that 247 for that total. If you could open that back up, we've got the date submitted. So this is important because there is a difference between the date an invoice has been submitted and the date of service. So this invoice was submitted on the 9th of April, and it has been paid. It does say pending for date paid just because this is a test account, so we're not actually paying this fake invoice. And that is a moment of reminder that this is a test account. So just looking at my notes here, it is important that as a self-managed customer, understanding your funding spent is based on the service delivery date, not the invoice date. So if this was a real invoice, you could view the full invoice and see the service delivery date. We're not going to do that because, again, this is a fake invoice and it would actually come up with a blank document for us today. But that's all right. But in your real account, you would be able to click in and see the actual invoice that has been submitted to us from your service provider. On that invoice, it will show you the service date. But you can also see the date submitted. So the funding spent is calculated based on the service delivery date, not the invoice submitted date. So if you exhaust your quarterly funds and an invoice for a service delivered in that quarter arrives late, the invoice, it may be rejected, or we may need to reach out for support to cover that excess if there's no funding available. That service delivery date, again, your support at home budget can only cover services that were delivered in that quarter. So if a budget comes in, or if an invoice comes to us, in the 60 days after the quarter ends, we can still process it if that service delivery date was in the previous quarter and there's funds available. If the service delivery date is in July, then it starts going into that July quarter. Uh, all right. So in general, it's really important to ensure that we can approve and pay all of our invoices, that you make sure that the services you engage with align with your care plan and budget. So that means that it's tied to your goals and actions, and you do have the available budget to be able to cover that cost. We have looked at both of these. You can find that information in the portal here. And if you need services outside of the available subsidy amount, let's say you're needing more care than your budget can provide, you can set up a voluntary contribution with us. There's a way to do that through the payment information section in the account tab. You can also reach out to our care team and we can have a conversation with you about maybe readjusting your care plan to prioritize those care needs, or if we need to submit an application to get you a higher level of funding with My Age Care, we will support with that. All right. I have covered a lot with you all in the past 35 minutes. We've covered the structure of a care plan, we've talked about recommendations, and we've looked at the different aspects of the budget area. I just want to remind folks that this is a digital platform, right? So we are regularly rolling out system improvements and platform changes to further enhance the customer experience. We are constantly listening to your feedback and working to make managing your care as seamless and as intuitive as possible. So when we update the system, you'll get a notification in your email letting you know what changes have come through and talking through what that might look like for you. All right, Damien, I'm going to unpin myself and have you hop in to wrap us up and move us into the next bit.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Joey. And I can see via the chat it's been very active. So thank you for, asking your questions. So we've been taking notes of these. We will try and get through as many as we can. So Joey, question number one, we will start off with, how can I speak to someone about my individual care plan?
Absolutely. I forgot that I had muted myself. Sorry about that. So that you can reach out to our customer support team. You can do this by phone or by email at support@homeaidssupport.com.au. Again, it is really helpful to go to our website, and there are all the ways that you can contact us will be listed there. And anyone on our team will be able to help set up that appointment to make sure you can get that support for your individual care plan update.
Had a question from Dorata. I apologize if I got that incorrect, Dorata. Service provision dates versus payments for service provision date in the monthly statement context. Can you maybe cover off that, please?
All right. So from my understanding of the question, here's what I've got for you. So the date shown on your statement is the date of the service. We don't display the invoice dates, like the date submitted on the statement, because the services are charged based on the date that they were delivered, not on the date of the invoice or the submission date. So you're going to be seeing the date of service, as that is the important part when it comes to how funding is applied.
Excellent. Question from Lisa. How often should your goals be reviewed with your care team?
So we are making sure that your care plans are reviewed at least yearly, or if you've had any significant changes in needs. So for some folks, this may actually happen more frequently. You will be hearing from your care team or your support partner consistently throughout the year. So if any point at any of those check-ins that they're giving you, they ask how things are going, and you're like, actually, I think maybe I need a care plan review. You can always request that.
Alan, a question from Alan. Where may I be able to find the service fees explained or itemized for different activities?
All right. Let's go with this one. So your individual fees are documented in your homemade customer agreement. Um, so under self-management, the standard fee charged by homemade is a 10% service loading fee on all invoices. 10% of all customers' subsidy amounts are also held by Services Australia and pooled for care management. Homemade then charges against that care management pool for all of the care management activities delivered within that period, in the acknowledgement that people will need varying amounts of care management each period.
Thanks, Joey. Question from Diane. If you have unspent HCP funds from previous package, what can these be used to pay for?
So unspent HCP funds can be used if you exhaust your quarterly funds for any of your ongoing services. And when I say ongoing services, I'm talking about anything that is in your care plan that aligns with the support at home service list. So if you're wondering what could be qualified as an ongoing service, that support at home service list is the best place to look from the government because that's what we're aligning to. And again, it needs to tie to your care plan. So your HCP funds can pay for anything in your care plan that is an ongoing service approved by the program. They can also be used for any assistive technology items or home modifications. And specifically, that needs your HCP funds will be spent down before you access any specific funding for AT or HM, assistive tech or home modification funds.
Excellent. Again, apologies if my pronunciation is correct here, Anaz. We've got two questions from Anaz. Who is responsible for doing all of these entries when doing the plan?
So this starts with that discussion between you as the customer, if you have a representative, and your support partner at a care plan review. That's the ongoing way that this happens. The primary starting point is with one of our onboarding partners when you first onboard with Homemade during that personalized care planning session. So first version, personalized care planning session, and then that keeping it up to date version is in a meeting with your support partner and your representative. And then the support partner will actually do the back end data entry and make it all fit in our system.
And the follow-up question from Anaz was define a service provider.
Define a service provider. This is the person or business who delivers the services in your care plan. So, for example, this could be a support worker from Mabel or a gardener that's been onboarded and is part of our service provider directory. So you can think of these as the folks who are actually delivering your care in person.
Okay. From Anthony and Jesse. Just to confirm, we must submit invoices within the quarter the services are given.
So yes, and there is a window after the end of the quarter where service providers can submit invoices so service providers submit invoices within 30 days of delivery. This does mean that when you hit the end of a quarter, there is still a window after that for service providers to get those invoices in for the previous quarter services delivered.
Katrina asked about the new functionality you spoke for on the budget tab. When should we expect our accounts to reflect those new views?
So the transaction tables should be live for all self-managed customers. If you found yourself in this webinar and you are not a self-managed customer, you won't be seeing those transaction tables at this time. They have not been released for our fully managed or community partnerships customers, as far as I'm aware.
And question from Natalie. When I exhaust unspent funds from AC, how do I purchase equipment, including assistive technology?
Yeah, great question. So if you had unspent HCP funds, so that can go towards your assistive tech or home modification. Your general ongoing funding cannot go towards assistive tech or home modifications. It's actually a separate funding scheme. So we would help you apply for that additional assistive tech and home modification funding. And we submit that application. There's a lifetime cap for home modifications at, I think, $15,000. And assistive technology can be reapplied for when it has been exhausted or if it is expired and required again. So if you are looking for access to assistive technology and you don't have the funding available, please reach out to your support partner so they can help start that application process for you.
We had a question from Tony. He must have been in one of our meetings on upcoming webinars, but he asked the question, service providers, are they now available and can you demonstrate how to find various services in your area?
What a great little sneak peek, Tony. We will be doing that in next month's webinar. So stay tuned. We will go through the service provider directory and engaging a provider.
Just having a look. Just there was some questions that were answered within the webinar. So just having a look. One from Joanne, who is a representative for John and Gracie. How can we determine an accurate figure for the available quarterly funds? The portal only reflects invoices that suppliers have already submitted. It may not include the invoices submitted up to 60 days after the quarter ends, and we are expected to ensure spending stays within budget.
All right, that's a big one. I'm processing it. So the available quarterly funds is the available amount for the current quarter. So what you see in the portal is what is available for the current quarter. Invoices submitted for a past quarter might still be pending until they are approved, but the total breakdown won't be visible until the statement for that period is provided. So kind of the short answer here is you're seeing the information for the current quarter. So the idea is you are engaging services that you know you have budget for. So it's not a surprise after the quarter has ended that a bunch of invoices came in outside of budget.
A question from Alan. I think we may have covered this, but I think it might be good just to go over it again. Why is a special approval from my aged care needed to purchase items to help me with my arthritic hands and body? There is more than enough in the overall budget. I have used my pre-November 2025 amount. So obviously, Alan was on a home care package. So maybe just go over for that, Joey.
Absolutely. Let's see. So under support at home, and this will be a little bit of a recap of a previous answer, but I think repetition is actually very helpful. So under support at home, quarterly funds are used for your ongoing services. So again, those ongoing services are those on the support at home service list from your quarterly funds. The assistive technology and home modifications are funded through a different pathway and are actually a different item and service list. So if you are curious what is on each of those lists, you can actually look up the assistive technology support at home list and you can pull that up to see what's on there. The intention of this is to make sure that customers are not forgoing services that they have been assessed as needing in order to access assistive tech or home modification products. Eligible customers can use their unspent HCP funds in order to access those assistive tech or home modification products. But once this is exhausted, a separate application does need to be made to My Aged Care for you to be able to get assessed to access the assistive tech or home modification scheme. We are aware that in some instances, this is leading to a delay in customers receiving goods and equipment. But once we submit a request for an assessment to take place, the timeframes are the responsibility of the My Aged Care ACAT team, and we'll work with you to make sure we've got all of the requests and evidence we need to help move that forward as quick as we can, but it's in their hands from there.
Thanks, Joey. Good answer. Andrew asked, how and where does the $1,000 unspent money from my quarterly budget show up in my account?
So, good question. It gives me a chance to explain that piece a little bit, which I appreciate. So if there is any unspent support at home, ongoing funding remaining. So let's say you've made it to the end of the quarter, but you still have $1,000 left. Um, you can will uh, you'll be able to roll over either 10% or up to $1,000 of your quarterly budget, whichever is higher. And this will show up once we've submitted for that final claiming for the period, so for that quarter. So generally about 61 days after the final claim submission, once we've submitted that to Services Australia, we'll get that information and confirmation. Any carryover funds will be documented in your monthly statement when Services Australia confirms the amount with us. I do just want to note there has been a bit of delay on this from Services Australia. So if you are thinking back to some previous quarters and you're wondering what happened there, we are catching up with that information as Services Australia makes it available.
Question from Diane. Why, when I click on the care plan, does it say your support partner is working hard getting your care plan? It will be available soon.
Um, this means, and I might be guessing that if you are a newer customer with us, this might mean that your care plan has not yet been published. So that means your onboarding partner, whoever you met with last, is putting those final finishing touches on that draft before they hit publish. And as soon as they publish that, you will get an email notification, and that will pop up in that care plan section. If that is something that has been longer, please send an email or reach out to our care team so we can look into why you're not seeing that on your end.
Dominica asks, can you add recommendations on the portal? I currently don't see the heading in the care plan section.
So if you don't see that recommendation heading, that's all right. That means you haven't received any. It's likely because our clinical nursing team hasn't given you any yet. Those will pop up if you do get any recommendation. Separately but related, if you have not had a clinical review and you would like to have a clinical review from Homemade's clinical team, this can be requested by discussing this with your support partner.
I've got a question here around, does Homemade have access to my aged care funding level and the amount of supplements granted or interactions with previous provider supplements level? So sounds like maybe Dorita is switching to switch to Homemade.
Yeah. Regardless of how you have joined us here today, the answer is yes. Your referral code that is attached to your funding level includes those supplements, and those will be transferred between providers. If you can't see a supplement on the Homemade platform, please raise this with your support partner who can confirm the information in the funding system on our end.
Um, we're coming to time. We might just do one or two more.
We've got a
Um,
couple of newer ones kind of towards the bottom of our question list
oh,
here, if you want
I
to take a look at any of those.
sorry. I will jump on those. Thank you for pointing those out. We've done a bit of conversation around assistive technology. So Lorraine has asked, could we give a bit of a definition on what assistive technology is?
Yeah, so going into more detail on that one, this is something that helps folks with disabilities, injury, or age-related challenges perform tasks that might all otherwise be difficult or impossible. So essentially think of it as a tool to help someone maintain their independence, improve safety, or make daily living easier. That would count as assistive technology. So a walking stick, for example, would be a form of assistive technology.
Thank you very much. Christine asked, is it true that you cannot use funds under assistive technology to purchase a computer to use in a remote community? I was recently told no.
So unfortunately, that is correct under most circumstances.
Okay. A question from Lisa. How long does it take for payments to be made on submitted reimbursements? Can you please give an understanding on the turnaround times, please?
Um, so as part of the agreement that service providers agree to when they onboard with us, we let them know that our payment time is within 30 days from the date of submission. So 30 days from when we receive the invoice, they will receive that payment. We are always trying to shorten that and make sure it's as quick as we can make it. But that is the window that it will be done within.
Thanks for that, Joey. Sorry, we should have grouped some of these. All talking about assistive technology. So great questions around assistive technology. From Narelle, where can someone find a list of what is included in assistive technology?
Yeah. So the government website actually has the list available to you. To be honest, my favorite way to get there is I go into Google and I type in assistive tech support at home list, and it's going to pop up with the page. And that sounds silly coming from somebody who works in the industry, but I love doing it that way because it makes sure that I get the most up to date list that the government has published every single time.
Thank you. From Sandra, is the service loading fee charged on the invoices total less the GST or charged on the total invoice including the GST?
So the service loading fee is charged on the invoices total less the GST.
Excellent. One from Richard. Why are the dates on statements not matching the month of service?
So the dates are shown on when the service was completed. I think there might be a little bit more to that question, because the date of service should be what you're seeing there, but there may be other information, like your your statement will show information from previous months as well. We do have some resources that I believe are on our website around understanding statements, um, or have been emailed out to you, one of the two, if not both.
Um, we're almost at time. I think we've got one question here from Lexi. Why is the balance of HCP funds decreasing, but spending has been within each quarterly budget?
Um, okay, so I see where this question is, and in general, if you're spending more than what you're funded in that quarterly budget, then this will draw down on the unspent HCP surplus. This also could be an example of where you're accessing some assistive tech or home modification. So that would be drawn down from those HCP unspent funds. Please reach out to your support partner to discuss this in more depth to ensure that you are aware of that quarterly funding and on the same page about where those dollars are going.
Well, this is, oh, sorry. Jennifer, I saw a note there. I did not get a copy of last month's replay. Can one be sent to me? I will email you separately and send you a link to the YouTube recording from last month's session.
All of our webinars will be on our YouTube channel, I believe. So if you're ever wanting to go back, but you can't find that link, you can search Homemade in YouTube, and the videos should be there on our channel as well.
And we're at time. So thank you everyone for those questions. They were really amazing and really happy that to be able to answer some of those questions for you. We will, speaking of the recording, send a recording out to you. Everyone who registered will receive a recording of today's webinar tomorrow. So around the same time the webinar started today, around midday tomorrow, you'll receive an email with a link to the webinar, which will be on our YouTube page. Thank you, Joey. Amazing for your spending your time and sharing your knowledge. I know I appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone online did. As we mentioned, our next webinar is coming up in July, and it will be on the service provider section on the portal. So we will communicate with you in the coming weeks when that is. So hopefully you can find the time to join us for that one there. At the end of the webinar, there will be a link for a short survey. If you do have some time, we'd love to hear your feedback on, how you thought the webinar was, how Joey and I performed, what we covered, and then any potential future topics that you may like for us to cover. From Joey and myself, thank you again for your time today, and hopefully we'll see you at the next webinar in July. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.